Hi, we're back. Okay, so today we are going over lessons from my first mural. This is exciting. I hope you're as excited as I am. Here I am trying to, I guess you could say, figure out device technical issues. It's the first time I've used a projector on my own. I surprisingly know how to scan things onto my computer. So I've scanned my sketch onto my computer. My husband's projector helped me load that picture onto the wall. So this way I don't have to try to figure that out for proportions. I'd say the hardest thing for this part, I guess, I don't know if it's because of my projector that I have or how close to the wall I am, but I had to go piece by piece. And I think the hardest part was making sure that everything was lined up perfectly. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, this only took about 45 minutes to do. In my opinion, that was worth it because if I did it just out of my just trying to eyeball it, that would have been really hard. It wouldn't have come out as good by any means. Another lesson I have is this tape. Make sure you have the right tape. I saw this huge roll of tape at the market and I was like, oh, $3, that's a steal. Well, it's because it's duct tape. And as you see, whenever I take it off the wall, it peels off a part of the wall. So it's a good thing this is my practice mural. It's a good thing that that happens at the beginning and not after I spent hours painting it. So after this, I did go and get the right kind of paint. It's those little mistakes that make that make these first times worth having. I do want to say, so this is my father-in-law's wall that I'm working on, and he's been open to me doing this for a very long time. I've mostly just been waiting on inspiration and getting a plan of action. And honestly, whenever the inspiration hit, it hit hot and fast. I made this design 1 week ago and I got the paint within that week, and here I am getting it done. I would say whenever it comes time to making your first mural, do something that you know you can do. If you notice that a lot of these items that I'm painting are flat, they're not three-dimensional, they're not a lot of detail, but the colors work really well and there's enough um, things going on in this picture to make it look like a well done professional piece, at least in my opinion. So know your skill level and create what you can. Make sure it looks amazing because this is the piece that you're going to show to future clients what you can do. A question I had before doing a mural was what kind of paint do you use? Do you use the paint you would for a canvas or paper? Do you use wall paint? I really didn't know. And for me, the reason why it took so long to do my first mural is just the fear of the unknown, not knowing the proper steps and making mistakes, I guess. So I've learned that just use wall paint. And if you can see in my hand, I just all I have are the little samples. They cost like $6 a color, which honestly isn't that bad. And by the time I was done with half of this mural, um, I really didn't use that much paint. So I would say use wall paint and get the sample sizes. The only piece that or the only paint that I didn't get the sample size for is yellow, and that's because it's going to cover the whole wall background. So, of course, I'm going to need a lot more of that. Let's get back to the lessons you learn in your first mural. Again, this is one of those things that I was worried about. What if I don't know everything? You're never going to know everything the first time you do something or the second time or the third time. But each time you're learning more and you're getting to know more and more. So, this is one of or here's a few things that I've learned from this first mural that I'm doing. I'm not even done. I'm going to learn more. A big one is that maybe next time, whenever I'm drawing the outline, I use some sort of chalk. Today I used a mechanical pencil, And what I've noticed is that whenever I paint over it, which I mean is fine because I'm going to do another coat of paint, but you can see the pencil clear as day through through the paint. So that was a little frustrating and annoying. But maybe if I use chalk, it wouldn't stick as well, or it would be lighter, something a little bit more friendly to making a mural. Another type of lesson I learned is, and like I said earlier, the tape. Look at those big old blotches on the wall. That's because I used the wrong tape. So the tape is going to help a lot with the precision and making sure that the lines are straight. Those arches, the columns on the arches, if they're not straight by the end of this, I don't know I'll be happy that I did the mural, but it's going to eat at me, you know? So make sure you have the right tape and the right tools. Another tool to get is your paintbrushes. Make sure you have a variety of sizes. I have huge paintbrushes for the really big areas that I'll be painting. I have really fine shaped paintbrushes for the corners of things and making sure that my lines are straight whenever it goes from one color to the other. Make sure you have a large variety of paintbrushes. Also, make sure you don't let the paint dry out on those brushes because that will be a pain in the butt. Don't do that. And then I know you can't see it in the video, but make sure you have a floor protector. I got a nice size 10-foot long one for like, I want to say it was like $5 at Home Depot. It's not a canvas by any means, but it's not like that rolly brown paper. I can't stand that rolly brown paper. But just get something to protect the floors so this way you don't mess up the floors of the clients that you're working on. But these are the little things that you learn as you go, you know? And as long as you're getting started, you're not really doing anything wrong. You're taking one step at a time. Lastly, I would say my biggest tip is to take breaks. This was 4 hours in. I didn't eat lunch because I was too excited and in the zone. That's something that us as artists will always run into. Take your breaks. Also, your work gets sloppy. Don't make this sloppy because it's big and people love it. You deserve a break. So speaking of breaks, here's where I stopped at, and I did a little bit more the next day. I didn't record it, but she's beautiful, and I'm gonna do it again, and hopefully finish her next weekend in part two. So stay tuned. Here's a before and after, or before and middle, if you will. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for stopping by. See y'all later.